If you genuinely could not care less who Taylor Swift is dating, what drama just exploded on reality TV, or which celebrity just said something controversial at an awards show, congratulations. Your brain isn't checked out. It's actually checked into something most people completely miss. You're not cold. You're not out of touch. You're not failing at being human. Your attention just has a different operating system. And once you understand what's actually going on in that brain of yours, you'll never apologize for it again. Let's talk about what's really happening. Number one, your brain has a bouncer, and it's doing its job. Every single day, your brain is flooded with more information than it could ever fully process, so it develops filters. Priority cues, a hierarchy of what actually matters to your life. For most people, young celebrity gossip slides right through that filter effortlessly. It's frictionless, low stakes, prepackaged, emotionally simple. Someone cheated. Someone wore something controversial. Someone feuded in a tweet thread. No critical thinking required. Just consume and react. But your brain, it keeps hitting a wall. Why does this matter to me? It can't answer that question, so it moves on. Psychologists call this cognitive selectivity, your brain's tendency to allocate mental energy toward information it deems relevant, meaningful, or actionable. And here's the thing about celebrity gossip. It fails all three tests simultaneously. It's not relevant to your actual life. It's rarely meaningful in any lasting way. And there's absolutely nothing you can do with the information that a pop star broke up with her boyfriend. Your brain isn't broken. It's just brutally efficient. It's running a tight budget with its attention, and celebrity drama just keeps getting declined at the door. Research in cognitive psychology consistently shows that people who disengage from entertainment gossip tend to score higher in what's called need for cognition, the genuine hunger to understand complex ideas, to think deeply, to seek out problems worth solving. You're not tuning out. You're tuning towards something else, something harder to find, but much more worth the effort. Number two, you figured out the difference between story and noise. Here's something nobody tells you. Humans are hardwired for narrative. We are built to follow stories. It's one of the oldest survival mechanisms we have, understanding who did what to whom, tracking social dynamics, predicting behavior. For most of human history, that instinct kept us safe within our tribes. Celebrity gossip is engineered to exploit exactly that instinct. It gives you characters, drama arcs, heroes and villains that rotate on a schedule, cliffhangers, betrayals, reunions. It's a soap opera with real names and real faces. And your brain's storytelling circuitry doesn't automatically know the difference between a story that matters and one that was manufactured to steal your time. But something in you noticed. You started asking, even subconsciously, where does this story go? And the answer kept coming back, nowhere. The feuds resolve or escalate randomly. The relationships cycle. The controversies are replaced by new controversies within a week. There's no arc, no resolution, no wisdom waiting at the end. It's a narrative treadmill, motion without movement. People who disengage from celebrity culture aren't bad at following stories. They're actually good at it. Good enough to notice when a story has no real ending. Good enough to know their imagination and emotional investment deserve something that actually goes somewhere. You're not missing the story. You identified it for what it is, and you put it down. Number three, your empathy is too expensive to spend on strangers performing for cameras. This one might surprise you. A lot of people assume that not caring about celebrity gossip means you're emotionally detached, unempathetic, cold. But the psychology actually points in the exact opposite direction. People who disengage from celebrity drama often do so because their empathy is too strong, not too weak. Here's how it works. When you genuinely engage with another person's life, their struggles, their relationships, their pain, you're borrowing emotional energy. It costs something real. People with high empathic capacity feel that cost immediately. They can't engage shallowly. They go all in or they don't go at all. And celebrity gossip asks you to care about people you'll never meet, going through situations you have no real context for, in lives that are heavily curated and partially performed, while burning through that same emotional energy you could spend on your actual relationships. The people sitting across from you, the ones who actually need your attention. Your nervous system did the math, and it said no. Psychologists who study parasocial relationships, which is the clinical term for emotional bonds people form with celebrities, note that these relationships can actually crowd out real intimacy. When you're emotionally invested in whether two famous people stay together, you're borrowing attachment bandwidth that could go toward building something real. You didn't opt out of caring. You opted out of spending your care on something that was never going to give anything real back. That's not coldness. That's wisdom your nervous system figured out before your conscious mind had to. Number 4, you see the machine behind the curtain. There's a reason celebrity gossip is everywhere. It's not an accident. It's not just culture doing what culture does. It's an industry, a deliberate, sophisticated, enormously profitable industry built on one thing: keeping your eyes moving and your brain in a specific low engagement, high reactivity state. Outrage, amusement, shock, secondhand embarrassment. These emotions are cheap to produce and extremely effective at capturing attention. And attention is what gets sold to advertisers. Your attention is the product. The celebrity drama is just the packaging. When you disengage from that system, something interesting happens in your brain. The prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for long-term thinking, complex decision-making, and impulse control, gets more airtime. Instead of reacting, you're reflecting. Instead of consuming, you're creating or building or simply thinking more clearly. Studies on media consumption consistently show that people who voluntarily limit entertainment-focused news and gossip report higher levels of focus, lower baseline anxiety, and a stronger sense of personal agency. They feel more in control of their own mental space. You stepped off the treadmill, and now you have somewhere to actually walk to. The people running that machine aren't watching celebrity gossip. Think about that for a second. Number 5, silence about someone else's life leaves room for your own. Here's the deepest layer of this. When you're not mentally occupied tracking the lives of people you'll never meet, something quietly extraordinary happens. You start paying closer attention to your own ambitions, your own creative ideas that have been waiting in the queue, your own relationships that deserve more of your curiosity, and your own questions about what you actually want, separate from what you've been told to want. Celebrity culture at its core is a machine for comparison and vicarious living. It's designed to make you feel like the most interesting things in the world are happening somewhere else to someone else, and the best you can do is watch and react. But you stopped watching, and in that space, something shifted. Philosophers from Marcus Aurelius to modern psychologists have pointed to the same truth. Attention is the currency of a meaningful life. Where you consistently direct it is, over time, what you become, what you build, what you understand, what you leave behind. You're not missing out on the conversation everyone else is having. You're having a different conversation, a quieter one maybe, but one that's actually about something. People who opt out of celebrity gossip aren't checked out of the world. They're checked into their world, their work, their craft, their people, their questions. And in a culture designed to keep your eyes on everyone else's life, choosing to invest in your own is quietly one of the most radical things you can do. You don't owe anyone an explanation for what you choose to pay attention to. You're not out of touch. You're not a snob. You're not missing the point. You just figured out, maybe before you could even articulate it, that your attention has weight, that it's finite, that it matters where it goes. And you decided it wasn't going to a machine built to harvest it. That's not a personality flaw, that's clarity. So tell me, are you completely allergic to celebrity gossip? Or is there one guilty pleasure you still can't quit? Drop it in the comments, no judgment. Let's find our people. And if this one hit close to home, subscribe.